Question 53 of the Summa Theologica is about the local movement of the angels. And this one flows pretty naturally and logically from the last question we talked about yesterday about whether an angel is in a place. And St. Thomas Aquinas talked about how the angel is in a place not as being contained by the place, but as containing the place. And so it's an application of its virtual power where it wants to be. And so you can kind of figure out what he's going to say here, that if he can apply his power to a particular place, well, then by moving, he's applying his power to other places, and that's how he moves. But does he move continuously, or does he move instantaneously? Those are the kind of questions that St. Thomas Aquinas is getting at in these three articles in this particular question. So the first one is whether an angel can be moved locally, and this is the most important article in this question. St. Thomas Aquinas says a beatified angel can be moved locally. Now, it's interesting that he says beatified, because that seems to imply this is an angel that, is holy, an angel that is not a damned angel or a demon, but it seems that the demons would probably move the same way as the beatified angels, but I'm not quite sure why he made that distinction, but it's interesting that he did. As, however, to be in a place belongs equivocally to a body and to an angel. All right, equivocally means differently. Okay, so to be a body being in a place and an angel being in a place is different, and that's what we talked about yesterday, right? So likewise does local movement. It's different for an angel. For a body is in a place insofar as it is contained under the place and is commensurate with the place. Hence it is necessary for local movement of a body to be commensurate with a place and according to its exigency. All right, I had to look this one up. What is exigency? It has to do with need or demand, something that's necessary according to the necessity of a body to be in a place. That's what exigency means. But an angel is not in a place as commensurate and contained, but rather as containing it. Okay, this is all review. We talked about this yesterday. Hence, it is not necessary for the local movement of an angel to be commensurate with the place, nor for it to be according to the exigency, there's that word again, of the place, the need or the demand, so as to have continuity therefrom, but it is a non-continuous movement. For since the angel is in a place only by virtual contact, as was said above, it follows necessarily that the movement of an angel is in a place is nothing else than the various contacts of various places successively. Okay, so the angel's here, it wants to be here, then it wants to be there, then it wants to be there, so it just keeps applying its angelic power to that place. Now, what if an angel is in Texas and all of a sudden it wants to be in Paris, France? Well, it would apply its power to being in Paris, France, but does it get there immediately, or does it take some time? Does it fly through every single intermediate space? That's what Thomas is going to get at in the next couple of articles, talking about that. Because an angel cannot be in several places at one time, as we learned yesterday, as was said above. Nor is it necessary for these contacts to be continuous. Nevertheless, a certain kind of continuity can be found in such contacts. So again, is it continuous? Is he hitting every single mark as he travels, or is he going from here to there and skipping all the intermediate ones? That's what's on St. Thomas Aquinas' mind as he talks about the angels and their movement. Hence, as a body successively and not at once quits the place in which it was before, and thence arises continuity in its local movement, so likewise an angel can successively quit the divisible place in which he was before, and so his movement will be continuous. And he can all at once quit the whole place, and in the same instant apply himself to the whole of another place, and thus his movement will not be continuous. So the truth is, we don't know how angels move. We know that they do move, otherwise they'd always be in one spot. But Thomas is speculating that the angel could do either way. He could go continuously, or he could just apply himself to the new place that he wants to apply his angelic powers. Article 2, whether an angel passes through intermediate spaces. Okay, so he's already kind of answered this. He's going to say Yeah, but not necessarily, right? As was observed above in the preceding article, the local motion of an angel can be continuous and non-continuous. If it be continuous, the angel cannot pass from one extreme to another without passing through the mid-space. But if an angel's movement be not continuous, it is possible for him to pass from one extreme to another without going through the middle. Again, he's pretty much repeating what he said previously. And then the final paragraph here in this corpus says, now, the actual passing from one extreme to another without going through the midspace is quite in keeping with an angel's nature, but not with that of a body, because a body is measured by and contained under a place. Hence, it is bound to follow the laws of place in its movement. Bodies have to travel, continuously from one place. Okay, as this pen travels, it hits every single spot in between, right? It can't just go from here to there and skip everything in the middle, but he's saying the angels can, but I guess they can decide which way they want to do it, right? But an angel's substance is not subject to place as contained thereby, but is above as containing it. Hence it is under his control to apply himself to a place just as he wills, either through or without the intervening place. So that's the bottom line here, is that the angel can pretty much do whatever it wants in regard to that. The third article is whether the movement of an angel is instantaneous. And I read this corpus, and to be honest with you, I can't find a good, concise line or two to explain this, so I'm just going to say the answer is no. It's still in time, but St. Thomas Aquinas is going to say it's almost instantaneous, but it still is within time, but it's really, really fast. Okay, so that angel going from Texas to France, man, it would be so fast, but it still would be to some degree in time, but maybe not exactly in the time that we are used to, because remember, St. Thomas Aquinas did designate a different kind of time called aveternity, and so this one's a little bit confusing, but basically the answer is it's not instantaneous, that's subject to some kind of time. All right, well, that concludes question number 4 of this treatise on angels. Tomorrow, we're going to get into the knowledge of the angels. It's really, really interesting. I thoroughly enjoy epistemology. He's going to do a lot to compare the knowledge of God, the knowledge of human beings, the knowledge of angels, to some degree the knowledge of irrational creatures, to what degree they have knowledge. And then there's going to be several questions after that about different areas related to the knowledge of the angels. So please come back and watch those, and this will bring question 53 to a halt. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and thank you for journeying with me as we study the Summa one question at a time. St. Thomas Aquinas, pray for us. God bless you.